Hey, so welcome back to my channel. I really still feel weird and awkward saying all of this, but I'm doing it anyway. So, most of my life, I guess all of my kind of working life, adult life, whatever, I've worked in like sorry if I'm making pretty much all of my adult life I've worked in, I guess, retail, service, industry. So you come across like a lot of weird people and crazy stuff that happens, and I have like a few stories from my times over the years that I guess I could share with you guys. I don't know. I feel like it should be mandatory for people to work in some kind of hospitality, service, retail industry, just so you get a feel for customer service and how to treat people and how not to be a piece of shit. So that's just what I think. Especially seeing how women often get treated in the industry from customers, sometimes from other like staff members. I've seen like a lot of really questionable things. I've had like stuff said to me and it's like, would you say that to, well, probably maybe they are the type of people to just say that to anyone, but I mean really a lot of people just kind of say or do things because they feel like they can get away with it, and they really kind of usually can, because most people don't always feel like they can stand up for themselves in that situation. A few years back, I'm not exactly sure how old, it would have been really early in my 20s, this guy came into the place I was working at, and he came up to my register, and I was just being my usual kind of peppy, happy-go-lucky whatever self, and I was like, hi, how are you? And he would just respond. We just got into like some kind of like basic chit-chat, and sometimes certain people will tell you a lot about themselves, and I don't exactly know how we got into this, but he started talking to me about like all of these like scratches he had up and down his like arms, and I think he had some on his face too, and that a cat did it to him. I'm not sure if it was his cat or a stray cat or a cat he was trying to help out or whatever, but it was a cat that basically all scratched him up. And I'm just like, ow, that must have hurt, are you okay, blah 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 blah. Not really personally interested myself, but you know, just being like nice and partaking in the conversation. He tells me about it and it keeps going on, and he seems to really engage in the conversation, and he doesn't really want to kind of like leave when the transaction is done. Other customers come and he just kind of stands to the side and waits for me to finish serving them so that he can keep talking to me, and I'm just like, okay. He's kind of like weird but being nice at the same time. I think he goes and asks me, do you mind if I ask you a question? And I'm just like, sure, whatever, I don't really care. And he asked me, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm just like taken aback. It's like, no, I don't. Being completely honest with myself, like I don't see the reason or the need to lie about it. Like this is just, that is the answer. I think he's like kind of surprised that I don't have a boyfriend or something like that, and he's like, yeah, just kind of like talks around the subject a little bit but kind of lets it go. Then he kind of hints that something could happen between us, and I'm just like, haha, that's so funny, kind of like laughing it off like it's no big deal, but in reality I'm just like, okay. Like this guy, he is, I don't know, he's like a lot older than me. I'm really bad at descriptions of people, like guessing their ages. He'd be at least in his like 30s, late 20s at most probably. I don't know, he could be younger than what he looks, because he looks like some guy who's just kind of like not in a good situation in life, like really kind of dirty, like scruffy, not like well kept basically, and just like looks like he could either be like having some kind of addiction problems or even like mental health issues or just like financial struggles or whatever. But he's just not someone a young girl would normally kind of go for. No, I don't want to sound rude. Oh my god, I feel so bad. I don't know why. I guess he's just one of the types of people that if you're just being really nice to him, then he thinks that you like him or something like that, and I was just literally just doing my job, like getting paid to be nice to customers. Anyway, so eventually he kind of just leaves the store and I'm just like, okay, that was weird. Whatever, I'll probably never see him again. I think like 2 days later I come in for my next shift, come in, serve a few people, in walks this guy again. And he once again comes through my register, talks to me, keeps like updates me or whatever about his like scratches. I'm just like, oh okay, yeah, whatever, and still being nice, engaging, pretending like I kind of care, which I really, once again, don't. I get paid to pretend to care. I don't get paid enough to actually really care about you. As weird as that sounds, but really 100% true. After I've finished serving him, he basically just hangs around, keeps talking to me. I'm just like being nice and talking back because I'm like a young girl and I'm like, I don't know, this is like really awkward, but I guess I'll just keep talking to you because I don't know exactly how to say no, get lost to people. I don't have that in me. I'm too nice in that sense, or not nice enough to just honestly come out and say certain things. And be real, at work I look like shit. Like this is like okay, this is okay at the moment. Work, I don't put in any effort. It's just like, come in, that's me. I woke up there, this literally, like I just woke up, got in the shower and came to work. Like I'm not going to put in any effort for these people. And I wasn't really doing much like makeup or hair or anything like that back then. Like I have no skills now, but I had even less skills back then. If that is possible, that is what it was. I pretty much look like whatever. Yeah, he just hangs around and talks to me like he remembered kind of who I was, but he didn't also seem to remember the conversation fully. Like I don't know what was going on, because suddenly he's just like, I don't mean to be rude, but can I ask a question? And I'm just like, sure. And he's like, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm just like thinking, didn't you ask that last time? Like, why are you asking that again? Like I already told you the answer to that. And so I go through the motions again and I'm just like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. And he's like, oh, why, really? And I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm just not really interested in one right now. I'm not at that point in my life. Boys are just really annoying. I just rather be on my own, do my own thing. All of that stuff. He once again kind of just like hints at like, oh, well, you know, if you don't find anyone, I'm here for you. I'll be your boyfriend. I'm just like, okay. Well, thanks so much. That's so funny. Oh my god. Like that. So me being like, the best way to handle a situation is laugh. Don't like laugh at him, but like laugh at the situation. So we're just talking and having general conversation, and he eventually kind of just goes again. And my manager at this point had like seen me talking to him and thought nothing of it, and I walked up to her eventually and I'm just like, oh my god, this is what this guy did. He came in the other day and said this to me too. And she's like, really? I like, by the way you were interacting with each other, I thought you like knew each other because you seemed familiar with each other. And it's like, no, like I met him the other day when he came in here and I don't really know who he is. He just asked me if I had a boyfriend twice and then asked me out again. It's like, it's so weird. Especially like, I guess not to really judge a book by its cover, but we were kind of judging him for how he looked too. I mean, who knows, he could have been like one of those kind of undercover like boss type things where he's actually like loaded, and probably not, but could have been. Maybe I missed out on my sugar daddy chance. But yeah, so she's just like, okay, that's a little creepy, that's a little weird. If he comes in again, let me know. And I'm just like, yeah, I will, because it's like 2 shifts in a row this guy's come in and basically done the same thing, and I'm just like, okay, I've never had this happen to me before. So like nothing else happens, leave, come back like in a few days for my next shift. And this is where it gets interesting. So once again, serving away, nothing's happened, and then he walks again, does his like, gets whatever he needs to do, comes through my register. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So like we once again have a conversation, I'm just being friendly, he's just like, I guess, engaging in the conversation, and it's like just pretty much mundane stuff. Anyway, so once again he like we're having these conversations where he seems, they're slightly different but they're slightly the same. Like, he remembers me and the conversations that we've had, but he also doesn't remember them, because then he'll ask the same questions and I'll be like, okay, I don't know why I'm answering this again, but I'm just going to answer it again like nothing's ever been asked before. So then he once again says, can I ask you a question? Don't mean to be rude or whatever, but do you mind if I ask you something? And once again I'm just like, okay, sure, whatever. Oh, I think he asked me like the first time, how old are you too? And then I was just like, oh, this is my age. Whatever that age was. And then like he asked me about my boyfriend, like if I had a boyfriend. Anyway, I forgot about that, but I think like that's what that happened. Anyway, so once again he asked me, do you have a boyfriend? And this time I'm just like, yep, I do have a boyfriend. And it's like, when I said I do, like it didn't seem to make an obvious connection that the last 2 times he's come in this past week. Let this be known. This all happened within a week. Like my 3 shifts that I had that week, it all happened within those. He didn't seem to register that I said no twice, and now I'm suddenly saying yes, I do have a boyfriend. And I was just like, in case he was going to ask me that, I had like this backstory of who my boyfriend was, which was going to be, my boyfriend's named Harley. He was kind of like adopted into my family because he didn't have a great kind of like childhood. Australian born, of Irish descent. Like, we have like so much interest. We love to cuddle. He brings me like flowers and presents and stuff like that. We like to go running together. We like to go to the parks. He's like got this beautiful red like hair. I almost said the word. But basically I was describing my dog. Harley, my red Irish setter. I'll put a picture up of him. That is who I was describing. And thinking about it now, because I was going to say like we're the same age, that basically must have happened when I was 21, because that was when we were kind of the same age. Because if you go with dog years, when I was 21, he turned 3 years old, and with dog years it's times 7, 21. So yeah, this all happened probably when I was 21 then. But yeah, so like I'm ready to come out with these like, yes, this is who my boyfriend is, this is what he looks like, this is what we do together, like we're so in love. And what happened next, I was not expecting at all. He basically just goes, oh yeah, cool, cool, cool. But if that doesn't work out with him, I'm here for you. So yeah, like I'll be here for you if he isn't, we can get married. Yeah, we'll be together. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, thank you. Oh, no, don't worry, like thanks, but yeah. Yeah, no. And a lot of awkward like that, like laughter, like I don't know what I'm doing right now, please save me. At that point my manager kind of like wasn't around, but then she came out. I was like making eye contact with her and like kind of like directing at him, like that is him, like save me. So she didn't really do anything, but she like stood there and like she was like watching me, making sure I was okay. Not long after he kind of just left and I was like, oh my god, that was weird. And then I told her what he said, and then she was like, that, yeah, definitely weird. Just like let me know if he comes in again. Yeah. And so that was pretty much like the end of it. Thank God that this is the end of it, because he never came in again, or at least not, I've never seen him again. I don't know what happened with that guy, like coming in 3 times in 1 week, asking me if I had a boyfriend all of those same times. Like, he didn't remember my answer, or he wanted a different answer, or he wanted me to be like, no, I don't, but now that I see you, would you like to date me? I don't know. So, I don't know, like that was the time that some guy proposed to me at work really awkwardly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story. It was probably terribly told. It wasn't a great story, but I thought I would try one of these videos, and I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and you're feeling generous, give it a like, subscribe, comment below, do whatever makes you feel good, and yeah, I guess I will see you when I see you. Mwah!